Are you ready for drinking? Drawing? What about laughing? Well, hold on to your butts. It's the ComX Friday Night Drink and Draw, with your hosts Sizzle and Spedsy, as well as a bunch of Australia's best-looking creators and artists. Hey, Sizzle, what say we start the shizzle?
Sorry, that intro is going to crack me up every time. Okay, welcome to Friday Night's Drink and Draw, brought to you by ComX. We're here every week bringing together some of Australia's greatest artists and storytellers to chat with and draw their character created by a very special guest. This week's guest is none other than, let's see if I can get the right direction over there. It's Stephen McLeod, and of the soon-to-be Presents NOIR fame. Our other artists will be drawing his character, Marcus Clancy. Over to you, Lauren.
What's up, my little cherubs? I'm prepared this week. My name's Lauren. My mother calls me darling, but you can call me Rat. And we've got a whole pile of beautiful artists here who are ready to draw the hell out of Stephen's character. We got Spedsy, Nick, Stephen the man himself, Dave, Julian, Kayleen, Alex, and Duncan. What's up?
Yay! I just lost my job, didn't I?
That was good. That was quality.
Well, that was Spedsy in with Rat.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
just blame I feel special. I feel special. That's good.
That's good.
You are special.
Yeah, well, you're man of the hour. You're man of the hour, literally.
Special guest. And Lauren's drinking her wine with a straw now. Gee, you're just a.
I upgraded to not like a product placement or anything. Alcohol holder, please support me in my adventure to being an artist. You keep my drinks nice and cold, whether they're alcoholic or not. Never not alcoholic, but I won't admit that. But yeah, let's go. What's up? Look at me. I'm beautiful.
That's Lauren, a nice tail, Rat.
If it wasn't for the tail, I would have thought it was a chihuahua at first.
Stephen, we're about to get cracking on this Marcus Clancy chap. Can you tell us a little something about him?
Yeah. So Shane, I don't know, he checked out one of my Facebook pages and he liked the art. And I used to draw back in the day. And so I just do it for sort of mental health and just have a bit of fun drawing other people's characters and stuff. And so he asked, would you be interested in doing comic? And I haven't drawn a comic in about 20 years. So I thought, I think I've grown a bit since then. And I thought, okay, what can I draw? And I've been watching a lot of Mr. In-Between and Barry and John Wick, and thought, okay, so that's what I was sort of interested in, and I sort of came up with a character that, could try and fill 8 pages. Little did I know that when you're looking at guns, you sort of feel a bit paranoid looking on the web and looking at Berettas and sort of hitmen, and sort of you're wondering if it's going to set off things with the ASIO, and you're sort of like, how far do I go with this? Do I look at YouTube of unboxing of Berettas and stuff? So, I found some resources and materials, and I thought I'd have a crack at doing it on the iPad with Procreate. I downloaded the software, but I didn't really know much about it until I saw one of those YouTube videos of the basic steps all through Procreate, and I fell in love with it. Yeah.
Yeah, Procreate, not bad.
Yeah, like I normally use one of those Officeworks brush pens. There it is, sort of. Oh, yeah. And there's a bloke in Melbourne that put me onto him. He was at Sydney Supernova. I can't think of his name. He did it from above.
Oh, I know that bloke's name.
Fantastic artist.
Someone will put it up. Yeah, I know the bloke. I bought his comic. I bought the first one.
Craig Bruin. Craig Bruin?
Oh,
yeah.
Craig.
That seems like it. Yeah.
And I thought it'd be one of those expensive sort of pens. He said, no, you can get these from Officeworks. So I went into Officeworks and I bought these and I fell in love with them. Nice and disposable and thick and thin lines, and they did the job. Until I found you can buy Procreate sort of with a pen, those Apple pens.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to say that Officeworks pen and make a mess of your iPad. So yeah, it's good you got
Yeah.
Would not recommend.
So do we,
Can you
can we do the rough sketches and stuff? So I didn't start this during the 10-minute warm-up. So
Yeah,
I
show
did
us.
this in the last 3 minutes.
Oh,
So it's not
No
bad.
cheating here. Where is it? Here we go.
Oh, hang on. Where is he?
There
I
we
can't find you.
There you go. See, there you go. I just
Oh,
got
right.
references of the
Nice.
cat and a gun.
Right, you're nearly finished, Alex.
Somehow I think you
That's
started
okay.
a little earlier than what, a few minutes ago.
No. I didn't. I got other work going on. This is literally 10 minutes ago.
Yeah,
There you go. Look at
yeah.
this.
Nice, Dave.
Well, Lauren, how's she doing?
I'm gone. Yeah.
Gun runner.
Oh.
I'm
They're
gone.
not cheap too. Those guns. Yeah.
Right, hey, I'm gonna openly admit that drawing guns are completely
You are finished,
like,
Benji.
ridiculous.
So the Beretta, I just drew that's not I don't know what kind of gun that is. I draw the same gun I've been drawing since I was in
No,
grade
just-
6.
Yeah,
I've learned how to draw that gun, and that's the gun that everyone has.
yeah, just an automatic pistol. That's all.
Basically,
I've been drawing.
it's like a capital L with bold Arial font, and then you just draw the patterns inside.
Well, I wanted to draw a gun that looked like a gun, and I was the only one. The Desert Eagle from Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels looked.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
Was it, no, it was. Wasn't that? It was. I think it was Snatch, and with the Guy Ritchie movies, and that was too imposing. That sort of gun reminded me of Dirty Harry. I wanted a gun that wasn't too
Oh, yeah.
imposing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Hey,
but
Are
I
you,
hate drawing-
Stephen, are
I
you
hate
familiar
drawing
with? Are you familiar with the artist that did the original Ghost in the Shell comic?
I don't know the artist, but I am familiar with the artwork. Yeah.
Yeah, the original comic book. If you buy it, like the graphic, I think the graphic novel has it too. He used like a lot of references to real world guns and army equipment. So all the tanks, all of their
Right.
sci-fi.
Oh, nice.
And
Dave,
all
thanks, Dave.
it just basically they've got little bullet points of what real world guns and stuff that based off. So
Hey,
it's
Dan.
kind of interesting, like a interesting
Hey, Dan.
book to look at. Because it's using a similar technique to you as well, where it's just using real world military stuff to tell stories.
Alright, cool.
There's in the chat group. Someone actually posted a 3D sort of app that you could sort of look at different things from a car to a gun, and so I typed it in and found one of those guns, and you could sort of maneuver it and just see the 3 dimensions of the gun. I forgot the name of
really
the. Yeah, someone in the group sort of mentioned it, and so that was a useful app to
That was me.
sort of use. Was that you, Dunk?
Yeah.
Cheers, mate. You're a champion.
On you,
Absolute
Dunk.
champion.
Good on you,
They
Duncan.
use the same thing for my guns.
It's-
Right.
They're ridiculously
many guns
hard,
in-
so-
There are many guns
You gotta,
in.
you gotta choose. You gotta choose a make and model. Otherwise, it's just you're drawing a different gun every time.
Right. And so the only gun I've ever used was a slug gun, and so that was looking around and finding the gun that suits me. Yeah, but I always get paranoid when you're looking at the internet and other stuff that you don't feel if the government's monitoring you or not. I'm a bit paranoid about that. Yeah.
Dave.
Big brother.
I was having to search up
Look at that.
not too
Oh,
long
it's in
ago
the poster.
how to
You'll see
shoot
the
someone in
poster.
the chest without killing them.
Nice.
That would have been a
Yeah.
fun one.
Flash it up again.
For anyone observing.
Which gun does the most damage? Yeah, that would be great. People
Susan,
knocking at my door.
flash it up
Are you
again for
Stephen
me.
McLeod that was looking up the
problem,
Beretta
Dave.
and how much damage that will do?
Ah, good on you, Mark. Happy to hear that, mate. Thank you. Thanks for letting us know, mate. Steve, this
Yes, Dave.
what's his motivation and what's he all about? Is he a criminal or is he what? Just,
I think he's a hitman, so yeah, he's a criminal. But his motivation, Dave, good question.
Yeah.
That he just wants to give it away because there's a change in management. The son's taken over, and he's a bit of a psycho, and he thought that's a good time to sort of get out. And the son's sort of like, okay, you're getting out, but how does that look to the rest of the people now that I'm in charge? That my dad's number one assassin is getting out. That is gold. What I found interesting is
he wasn't working for the mob or anything.
Oh yeah. He's anything to do with actually sort of when I was drawing it, he was like a cleaner. Those sort of rat disposals and stuff, vermin cleaner. I sort of put. Now Jim's mowing.
Psycho janitor even.
Jim does everything.
So what movie? I'm trying to think where The Town. How those guys had a alibi when they were working for a building crew. That's great. Yeah. So yeah, the building crew, they sort of had an alibi and they can go rob banks. And I thought with Jim's mowing, you could work for different companies and they give you sort of alibis. And I thought, how easy would that be to sort of very similar to John Wick, that all these sort of places would be at a town of assassins that could have an alibi at the ready.
Right.
Nice.
I thought it through, and then it's sort of like, when you're drawing something, well, how would that work? And then it sort of leads into another one, and then I realised I hate drawing cities and drawing cars. Oh, don't get me started about cars.
Steve, how about cars?
What's your favourite car? My favourite car was the NFJ Alden. So,
nice.
FX. Yeah, those cars. Or any old Kingswood, when you're a kid. Those built like a burger with hot, jumping on and after you go to the beach and it burns the living crap out of you. That vinyl. Yeah,
that's right.
But you don't get cars like that anymore. The cars today have got no soul. Yeah.
Yeah, my first car was a Kingswood HX.
Oh, nice.
I wanted a Kingswood for my first car, but I'm not very mechanically inclined, and my dad talked me out of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, I grew up in a country where Lada was the best car you could buy.
What was?
A Lada. They sold them here in Australia as well, and a little
We call them Saladas here.
Yeah, it's like a Russian, it's a Soviet car.
Oh, okay.
They also had character.
I don't remember ever seeing one.
They used to sell them in. I've seen a couple in Australia, and I was surprised. Like when we moved here, I was like, why would you want that? Like if you have a choice of all these awesome cars, why would you buy this box of crap? Anyway.
And here we have the spokesman for
Saladas.
They won't be asking us to. They won't be sponsoring our show now. You've blown that, right?
Thanks a lot, Alex.
Good one, Alex. Good on you, mate.
Oh, no, Lada's all right. If you want to sponsor us, I'll drive one. Don't have a license, but I'll drive it.
So, Stephen, are you in issue 2 of ComX Presents NOIR? Is that the go?
I think it's 3. Is that right? 3? Number 3?
No, it's 2. It's 2.
2? Oh, okay.
Yeah, 2. You're in the second one, buddy.
Oh.
That deadline's coming quick.
That deadline's coming quicker than
October,
you thought.
Just clarification, the deadline, is that in October or November? Yeah, so drawing action sequences, they're always interesting to make it interesting, fighting, punching, kicking. Yeah, I've been reading a lot of manga, so I love the speed lines.
I like that there's like some kind of like a little engine thing popping up from the hood. So, there you go. Definitely not a ladder.
So we're welcoming Stephen for his first time, but also Julian and Kayleen. This is their first time with us. Kayleen, would you be down to give yourself a little spiel, intro-y thing and tell us about yourself?
Yeah, sure. So I create a webcomic called Blue Star Rebellion, and I started that this year. I've never made a comic before. It's
Awesome.
doing better than I thought it was going to be doing, which is a pleasant surprise. And yeah, when I'm not doing that, I am a singing teacher for a couple of high schools.
Oh, that's awesome.
Cool.
Oh,
Cool.
you and Spedgy can make a rock song together. Send out an album.
Yeah.
So, Kayleen, is your comic on Webtoons or
Yeah.
something else? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's on Webtoon. You can find it on Webtoon. It's all free.
Oh, okay, sweet.
That sounds awesome. And have you been drawing your whole life, or?
I've been a hobbyist for ages. I didn't really start drawing much until I was in high school. And yeah, just sort of kept at it little bit by little bit. Never really thought I was that good at it, like better than average, but not professional level. And then a few years ago, I got sick of yeah, a few years ago, I got sick of teaching full time and wanted to do something different. And I was like looking at my art, going, I think it's probably at a point where I can maybe make something of this now.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, never really intended for it to get that way, but yeah, I'm glad that it is. I'm having an absolute blast with making comics. So I definitely think I've found my niche there.
Oh, good. Yeah, excellent.
And what about
I've
the
got a
singing?
question as well, because Nick is insinuating that you can make your stylus float. Like from the
My
door.
style? Oh, this. Oh, hang on.
Yeah.
Wait. Okay.
Can you make it float?
Can I make it float? I can.
Oh, there you go. Good one. So good one, Nick. Well spotted.
Whoa.
Magic.
You do it.
Magic.
Drink and draw, bringing the magic every Friday night.
Drink a bit more and it'll look more convincing.
Yeah.
All right, good idea.
Yeah, and what about the singing side of things? Yeah, how did you turn that into a career, et cetera, et cetera?
That I have been doing since I was apparently less than 1 year old, according to my parents, which is probably generous, but they say I was good at singing as a baby.
Wow.
But that's the one that I've been doing my whole life. And I went to WAPA for that. So I'm a trained jazz singer, and I did a grad dip in teaching at the end of that, and wound up working for basically in WA we have like this school, which isn't actually a school, but it's publicly funded, and it's effectively an army of instrumental teachers. So we've got like trumpeters and saxophone players and singers and clarinetists and so on. And the West Australian government sends that army out into various primary and high schools, and we teach kids in little groups how to play that instrument, or in my case, sing. So,
Wow.
I didn't know where that was going. Sends that army into Afghanistan, and I'll go, oh, holy shit.
no, they don't like music there anymore very much, apparently.
No, that's right.
Yeah, that's one way to piss them off. Just send them a
clarinet.
still a choir over there to sing for them.
So Kayleen said she went to WAPA. So WAPA is basically such a good name for a school. WAPA is basically creative art school in WA. So that's like the go-to for anybody who's really talented. Yeah.
Yeah, I went to Big Mac, which was not as.
Well, the burgers are better.
I went to 3-piece feed, but you know. But,
Did you say 3-piece
Anybody
feed?
else want to continue this joke?
Oh,
Yes.
Strip sub combo. Anybody? No.
We've got a piece of art's come in through the email already.
All right.
Oh, shit, I'm slow.
Jeez.
From Davo or Tony Davison.
Davo. Tony Davidson.
There we go.
Yeah.
Cool.
Wacko.
Oh,
Nice. Did he cheat and start before?
Did you start before, Davo?
He's
Come on,
brilliant,
mate.
old Tony. He's
Oh, is that
reliable.
Davo 77?
Yes.
Yeah, right. I've never met Davo.
He does some really funny day-to-day.
I read his day-to-day
observational unit
comics.
Yeah,
that's fun.
They're great.
Yeah. See him on Facebook.
I've seen his sideburns. That's about all I've seen.
Jealous.
They're wicked.
It's like the only facial hair I can't grow. I can't grow sideburns. Like this is 2 weeks.
Yeah, me neither.
Anyway, Julian, talk about yourself, not me.
How's your nose hair going, Alex?
I was about to also segue into the not being able to grow a beard as well.
Nice.
Nice.
And here you go, Dave.
Oh,
nice.
Dave, yes.
Going off.
Oh, I love that front on shot. Nice.
How do I? So I'm drawing on a tablet. So how do I show that? Do I just?
You can share. Is it connected to your computer, or do you can just show it up on do what you're doing? I guess. Let's see if we can see it.
Possible?
Oh,
Yeah, we can see it.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Well, mate. Looking good.
nice.
Looking good.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, Julian, tell us something about yourself.
Oh, it's easy one. I can't really draw under pressure. So being put under a time limit is really interesting. But it is quite enjoyable though. Being able to
At least you don't have to grow a beard in an hour. That'd be.
Only I can do that one.
Anyway,
I think Lauren and I might be at a disadvantage in that.
I don't know about you. I can go beard.
Come on, you girls. Get slow. Right. I still haven't got one after all these weeks.
There's time.
Well, yeah. So a little bit about me. I was a 3D artist. I actually still am a 3D artist. Well, before I started considering getting into drawing comics.
Yeah.
And funny thing is that when you're as a 3D artist going into comics, it's really interesting the way that you perceive a lot of panels and a lot of the composition. Because I'm always just looking into things from all different perspectives and trying to be able to getting them into a 2D perspective, like a flat 2D perspective for composition. It's quite broadening. So you're opening your eyes. Yeah. So I'm in the same position as Kayleen actually. I did a couple of webtoons. One of them being Tales of Riser. And the other one is a short story comic called Island Out in Space. It's about 4 episodes. But seeing as they were like my first foray into comics and webcomics,
That's a very good. That's a very good sizzle there.
Work on the pressure. Yeah, and so I felt that I needed a bit more practice going into it, and and I feel like I gotta put in a bit more time and effort into drawing to see how far I go. Yeah, and that's where I am now.
Yeah.
Julian, when you said 3D work, what kind of 3D stuff? Was it animation, modeling, games? Hi, Jason.
Hey, Jason.
Hey, Jason.
Hey, Jason.
Yeah.
So 3D. So I was studying at Academy of Interactive Entertainment for game art and animation.
Cool.
Yeah, so we learned a whole array of things. So yeah, I guess I would consider myself a generalist. Going into the 3D field. Would love to get into gaming though, game art. That'd be something. That's one of my little dreams out in the future. We'll see where it takes us.
Cool. Good luck, man.
Yeah.
And you're in ComX Presents NOIR 2 as well, aren't you, Julian?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yes.
And what are you doing? What's your story?
So I'm making a, what do you call it? Oh dear, I didn't think of coming up with an elevator pitch right now. I was waiting until next week.
Well, we can save it for your episode down the road.
It's probably for the best. But my story was a little blurb because I didn't want to take up Stephen's time.
No, you're right. You're fine.
That's all good. Yeah.
Seems like, take the pressure off me.
Exactly.
So my story is going to be set in a future dystopic Sydney.
Okay.
It's going to be set in Australia.
Good.
And it's about a group of free runners called the J-Step Rakalis. Rakalis, if you guys don't know, is they're like native rodents in Australia.
What sort of runner?
J-Step Rakalis, free runners.
Like parkour.
Free runner is they do parkour.
Yeah.
Like jump up buildings and.
Oh, right.
So which part of Sydney are you going to set this in? Like Mount Druitt or Cabramatta or something, or?
Currently just set within Sydney suburbs and the CBDs area. And
so it's like Chippendale or something.
Yeah, close to that. Yeah, around that area.
Like what sort of streets are we talking about? Can we narrow it all the way down?
Yeah. The address we're talking about.
Yeah.
You guys are joking, but when you travel, you guys joking, but every time when I was living in Asia, every Australian I met wanted to know which street I lived on. Like I was like, "Oh, where are you from?" In Australia, like Sydney. Yeah, but we're in Sydney. Surrey Hills. Yeah, but we're in Surrey Hills, and I'm like, Clovo Street.
All that time they've got a little note. Keeping
I lied to them. I lived on Crown Street, but anyways.
I don't think they were tourists. I think there was someone just keeping an eye on you, 007.
Maybe, Alex, they then send a message to their Australian counterparts and they know what houses to rip off.
Yeah, but I don't live there anymore.
Remember how your cat went missing that week?
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know. When I left, I didn't give him my. I left Surrey Hills. I haven't been there since lockdown.
Because your whole house was stolen. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Just got a question coming in for Liam. I just thought I'd answer this one, Liam. Liam, it's an hour.
G'day, Liam. How are you, mate?
Yeah, Liam just came in late. He wanted to know what the time limit was.
You're right.
We've got.
So, Steve, you said I got a question for Steve.
G'day, Gary.
Yes.
Okay. So, because you said that you haven't drawn comics for 20 years. So, what kind of comics did you draw 20 years ago? What were you into?
Well, I was doing educational comics. Back in the day, street comics. I was doing some work in Sydney. One of the best artists I ever saw was my uncle, Frank McLeod, as well as Ross Clancy. Ross Clancy had a style that was sort of similar to the Robert Crumb, sort of the alternative sort of style. And they used to do educational comics. And so doing some work for them was very rewarding, but highly stressful because, time frames and all sorts of subject matter from drink driving to waste disposal of hairdresser. So my favorite one was going into a hairdresser and talking about how they dispose of their chemicals while having a bald head. And so they're like, yeah, you're not really our clientele because you get no hair. And so I got refused 5 times before someone actually said, yeah, I'll talk to you. And that was in Newtown. I remember the hairdresser, and she was quite nice. And so when I finished the comic, I took it up to her, and because I took some of those reference photos back in the day where you could take reference. Yeah, no, I actually clean shaven as well.
I thought you were going to ask them how they got rid of the hair, and now I'm really curious what a hairdresser does with all the hair on the floor at the end of the day.
It's a really cool contraption called a bin.
That's very technical.
They sell it to furniture manufacturers, and they stuff furniture with the hair, don't they?
So, Stephen, you used to do. I'm trying to think streetwise. I think that was done. Was a guy called Bizet involved or Bizet?
Oh, well, actually, his name, the guy you're talking about, his name Gerard Schiffo. And when I used to do work for Aboriginal Dreamtime, Aboriginal Nations, he was working there before I did. And so they used to do Aboriginal Dreamtime stories around Australia. And he did a comic, Busy, and I love that. Yeah, those sort of zine sort of comics, they are fantastic.
I've bought a couple of comics back in the day. I met him as well. He was a friend of a friend, and then we just used to hang out. He played Dreamcast at my house, so that's about all the memory I have with him. But he was a nice guy, and he also liked his motorbikes.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Nice.
Because he used to do a
Well,
very
we've got
similar
one from-
style to
oh, sorry.
graffiti.
Yeah. He used to.
Right.
Yeah, he was a very graffiti signer. I think he did some murals in Newtown as well. I think. But when
Okay.
but when I knew him, it was like a little bit past that time.
Nice, Dave.
Awesome,
Nice.
Dave. Oh, you've nailed the chin and the hair.
I know.
Together. Awesome.
Oh, the knife. Yes.
We've got another one that's come in. Nick May was showing off that he's finished already.
Yeah, he's
In
flat
the
out on
comments
his
just
bed.
earlier.
Oh,
Fantastic.
Oh, that's
Oh,
wicked.
this is great.
that is
Like the
nice.
gin boots.
I'm surprised you could email that lying down and all.
Yeah, man.
Oh, nice. Kayleen, that's fantastic.
Oh, sorry,
Oh,
Kaylee.
yeah.
Oh, that's wicked.
Oh, it's looking good.
Yeah, very
Nice.
good. Yeah, nice, Kayleen.
Awesome.
Oh, so a lot of us are doing the iPad
I'm going to
thing.
steal the
there.
pose.
There's at least
Kayleen.
4 of
I'm
us.
going to steal that pose. So just yeah,
Oh, go for it. Send it to you.
I'm known to rip off and other people's styles, art styles. Yes.
Not rip off, it's influence.
Influenced, yes.
Or homage.
Inspiration.
Is it paying homage? Paying homage?
Homage.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hummus. Paying hummus.
Hummus.
Hummus, yeah. Pay your hummus.
I love
Pay your
hummus.
I like
Yeah,
me
hummus
some
is
good
awesome.
chickpeas.
Yeah.
Homage.
Yeah, no, I love my kebabs, but I always tell them just to hold off. No hummus, no tabbouleh. So I don't even know if it's a kebab. It's just more of a roll with meat in it.
The bully not good for me.
Homage. French for Nick. Pinch. Steal.
Oh, we have to give a shout out to Quick Nick. No, wait, he's on the screen.
It's on the screen. It's on the
right
screen,
there,
don't
mate,
worry.
next to you.
No, I looked for him and I couldn't see him.
Couldn't you feel his hot
Right next
breath
to you.
on your back of your neck?
Yeah, g'day, man.
Oh, Dave, too much behind the scenes stuff here. We try to keep it a bit of a mystery.
We said still give him a shout out. Nick Cleary, right here. He's the guy who's bringing the hey. It's actually tricky to say.
I've just drawn out. I'm waiting for him to make a bad joke, but it hasn't happened yet. So, moving on.
So you got people chambered just in case they say something.
Well, he was doing a lot of talking, but then none of his jokes were really like saying "draw me," so I might come back.
So you're telling us what shit.
Right, well, ready. Brace for a classic.
Here we go.
Shane, can you do me a favor? Can you look into your t-shirt like this for me?
Here it comes.
No.
Okay.
And now, can you spell the word attic for me?
ATTIC. Why am I doing this?
It's like a Simpsons joke. Like
What I
use the
miss?
logic.
What did I miss? There's no logic. Fair enough.
I'm a bit lost as well.
Thanks, guys. Click on the sizzle hour. I see what's going on.
Messing with you, mate.
I thought that was going somewhere. I seriously thought that was going somewhere.
Oh, it went somewhere. It went somewhere.
You to get it wrong. What's happening?
That's not where I thought it went.
There's a lot of people at home want to know what's happening.
Did they though?
I
think most people at home are just
parodies. Yeah.
Ah,
That-
Peter Lane, that's a good one.
What's
Parody. Right.
TTIC.
Oh,
apparently we have parodies, not homages.
Yeah.
It's even better that it didn't work, and then I get the delayed reaction version.
Oh god.
Just waited.
I don't remember that one.
Well done.
Moving on.
Oh, yes, nice
Yeah.
one.
No, let's not move on. Let's stay on this one.
Was it a nice one? You tell us.
Ow.
Stephen, I got a question for you, mate.
Yeah.
So was that Julian?
Yeah. When it comes to character design, what are your inspirations? Like, what do you peer through?
Anybody
Was
want
that
to
actually
say?
Julian?
Who are you talking to, Julian?
This was Steve, right?
Yeah.
Stephen.
Oh, Stephen. Yeah.
Oh, inspiration or reference? Oh, God.
Yeah. So, like, what do you look for when you're designing characters or you're drawing them?
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, good question, Julian. That
That is a good one. I like to sort of
take attention away.
Not
from
having
the
a clean character, I like having stubble. You know, it's or something that's easy to do. Like if it's complex hair, that doesn't work. So spiky hair is reliable. Not too muscle bound. It's sort of just enough that you know he can sort of handle himself.
Yeah.
I was influenced by a lot of artists. My style has changed and sort of went back and forth. I used to be a big fan of Conan the Barbarian, John Buscema. Yeah, exactly like that. Yes, yeah, that's stubble.
Nice.
Good one, Nick.
Not too much. Not too much.
No.
Not too much.
Yeah. John.
Steve, I got a question.
I'm a fan of him too.
Did you ever go for a Mignola stage? Because I think the last 3 guests we had, they had one. So I'm not sure if you're also part of the Mignola stage gang.
I wasn't a big fan of Mignola. I was more of the old Kirby, John Buscema, Sal Buscema, John Romita, all the sort of old school
Junior or
sort of
senior?
artists. Both. You know, his storytelling Junior is absolutely phenomenal, but his style went from sort of aping his father to sort of having that blocky, his own sort of style. But I found his storytelling just, was quite impressive. I was the Jim Lee thing, I found that, interesting for a while. Eric Larson was great, Mark Bagley, Todd McFarlane. And then there was a lot of Australian guys too that I was big fans of too. Paul Newell, he used to do some really cool stuff. And then you had Gary Chalner. Glenn Lumsden was fantastic.
Yeah, Glenn.
So like there was just so much, and you're like, oh my God, how do they do that? And do they end up with RSI? Do they sleep? And and just that clean work. Yeah, Sal Buscema, he was prolific. He was up there with Ron Lim. Ron Lim, they used to churn out pages and pages of artwork. And then my favorite artists of all time were the Filipino artists. And so he had Rudy and Breeze. He used to do some of the Hulk. So I love comics, all sorts of artists, far and wide.
Cool.
But as far as settling on a style, probably a couple of years' time, I'll probably like something else that sort of, and try and go that way.
Did you have a manga phase, like in the late 90s?
What Todd McFarlane phase?
No, manga phase. Like,
I'm still addicted to manga. Manga, look, I could go my life and just read manga, nothing else. Because I grew up in Astro Boy. Astro Boy was
Astro Boy.
Nice, Julian.
Julian,
good, mate.
Mate, I'm going to steal that as well, Julian. So don't be surprised that comes up one of my
Be inspired by
parody or homage?
Yeah, parody. Yeah, right.
Plagiarism.
So Astro Boy was my jam. I'm sure a lot of people's jam, but then I found I think Akira, and like everyone else did, and even today, like I could just go and keep reading. I think One Punch Man, just different styles of the manga or anime I just really liked.
Yeah.
There we go. Alfredo Alcala. Yes, Gary Chalner. Yes. Absolutely phenomenal. The Filipino artists, they don't really get the recognition. Like, they all talk about Neil Adams. Like, as much as I love Neil Adams' work, the Filipino artists are just absolutely phenomenal. If you're looking at the top 10 Filipino artists, there's some really talented. I think
there's definitely something in the Filipino waters when it comes to like creative talents. Like, I've worked with a bunch, and they've just been amazing.
Oh, yeah, look at that. Yes.
Out of the portal.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Wow.
Got the portal running
I'm
off
sure
today.
you'd have a favourite artist that they sort of admire, like that. Yeah, but it's sort of, as you get older, your sort of style moves. Like, I love Robert Crumb's artwork. As a kid, I sort of, you love the muscle bound sort of stuff. But as you get older, you appreciate some really talented art out there.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, I started off. Yeah, my favourite artist when I was a kid. My favourite artist when I was a kid was Norman Lindsey.
Oh yeah.
And so he's not a comic artist. He was born in 1869. He had nothing to do with comics, but he did do
Just
comic
a few days
strips
after you,
and stuff
Dave.
like that. He was a great cartoonist and a great illustrator.
Mm-hmm.
Like a little brother.
He was the bloke where I started. I do a lot of hatching and that sort of stuff, and that is the reason. That's my basis was Norman Lindsey's hatching. That's why I always tried him. I've drawn away from that a bit now, of course. I've drawn more inspired by more recent comic artists, but that's affected my style a lot.
So, Dave, who's your current favourite artist that you like looking at?
Oh, mate, how long's your arm? I've got a list that long.
No, probably as long as mine.
Yeah.
Actually, there's some really great Australian. Okay, do you find older you get, the more you enjoy? Yes, Gary Chalner. Do you find older you get, the more you enjoy older and older artists? Yeah.
Well, I've always, personally, talking about myself, again, but personally, I've always admired the old time illustrators, the old black and white illustrators. Phil May, Fred Least, these are Australians. George, what was it, Lambert? All the old artists in the old days, back in the Bulletin and the Smiths Weekly and that, they could all do black and white line drawings. And they're just phenomenal.
Wow.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, Gary, yeah, for sure.
Nice to see Gary. And 2018 artist. I grew up reading Judge Dredd.
But modern artists, Manola, I like him. I like John Buscema, like you've mentioned, his brother Sal. A lot of the British artists that do.
I've got a quick question.
Yeah. What about Brian Boland?
Yeah,
he did
great.
Judge Dredd. I think I mentioned to Glenn Lumsden. I did a comment that his style reminded me a lot of Brian Boland.
He would love you to say that, mate, because we had him on here the other couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
I've got a quick question. Is your character blonde?
Yeah, I think he is. Yeah, because
black and white.
Yeah, black and white. Yeah,
but I'm adding color to it, so I want there's a reference to it.
I've drawn him blonde. I don't know why.
Nice, Dave, going off.
Dave, that's phenomenal, mate. Yeah.
Alex just wants to make blonde jokes. Is that right, mate?
No, mate, I don't judge. I'm staying clear from these kind of controversies. I don't know if one people watch this.
You just try to get onto the other ones. Yes, true.
You're taming down, mate.
Yeah, I've always been tamed. I'm very yeah. I dye my hair. I dye my hair brown and grey to cover my blondness.
Dave, another artist you might have liked. His name was Cam Kennedy. He's a road trip in 2018. Yeah, he was fantastic. I love his artwork. He did Dark Empire with Dark Horse, Star Wars, and absolutely phenomenal artist.
Yeah, that was the first time I saw his work was in that Star Wars thing, and like I never used to buy it. We only had a newsagent in my town when that was coming out, but I went regularly. I got that.
We lose Dave.
Into the good stuff and he cuts out.
Bye. Oh no!
Right on the good bit.
Oh, what happened?
You blokes do that on purpose, don't you?
Oh, there it
But
is.
if anybody wants,
Yeah,
if anybody wants
So
reference
don't
for full
think what you're gonna say,
perspective, we
you
just
phrase
had it there.
exactly. But yeah,
Well,
no,
Stephen, we got
I-
another one in from Robbie for you, as opposed to
Okay.
Rob. This is from Robbie.
Yeah, Robbie always delivers.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Nice.
Oh,
Nice.
Cool.
That's
that
cool.
is phenomenal.
Thanks
I hate
for
her in
reminding
blonde
me,
as well,
Robbie,
so that's good. But my clothes are different.
Robbie, that's
colour.
phenomenal, mate.
and you've reminded me, Robbie, to put that badge on his chest. Good on you, mate.
Yes.
Is there a story to the badge, Stephen?
Oh, like Jim's mowing, I sort of wanted something that was, memorable. You could sort of brand recognition, and that was the only thing I could come up with. So it was like, I think, when you watch Watchmen, that smiley face, I wouldn't say silly, because I love Watchmen. I could, Dave Gibbons, holy jeez,
Believe me,
love
Dave Gibbons.
Don't get me started talking about artists, because, I used to, anything, and just looking at and poring over the art, and like the 80s, captured that feeling, 70s, 80s, and Rorschach, that was a hell of a character.
Yeah.
I thought the movie was fantastic.
Yeah, I thought
They
the movie was
captured
like,
that well.
the comic was like a storyboard for the movie, I reckon.
Almost.
Yeah. It executed when Ang Lee did Incredible Hulk, or the Hulk, I thought, oh God, my eyes, it gave me a headache, because I could see his intent, but it poorly executed. And then you're looking at how Zack Snyder did The Watchmen. I thought he did a really good job of interpreting Dave Gibbons' artwork.
Yeah.
I think Alan Moore didn't like it though. Did he? Or did he make
No,
it?
Alan Moore.
No.
Alan Moore's went on record
Alan
that he
Moore.
doesn't believe any of his comics to be turned into movies. And so far as that, he doesn't accept any payment. He said, just give it to the artist.
Yeah.
That's
At least there's that.
Yeah.
Where's my money?
Speaking of mail calls,
I'm still waiting.
oh, we've got a.
I dig that.
I got this today.
Hey,
Oh, nice.
Crimson
Brandon,
Gospel.
you enjoyed it?
But not just for me to read, but for I'm in the wrong damn place.
You're in the right place.
Anyway, for ComX Shop, I got about a dozen of them to sell at ComX.shop. So that's my little plug for ComX.shop.
Yay!
Yeah.
It is up and live. I'll be adding this to it tomorrow morning.
Nice.
Good, mate. Excellent.
Awesome. You'll be able to get a
Speaking of
range of
plugs.
book there, won't you, Sizzle?
Yes, quite the range.
Oh, Dave, you
I've got a few
Featuring
mention
quite a
book
few.
I sent off a package yesterday.
Yep. I
It's
got
okay
some
to
Dave.
talk more about it, Shane. Talk more about the store.
Oh, yeah,
Don't
yeah.
be shy.
Yeah.
No, I can't remember off the top of my head all the people who are sending stuff in. That's all. So,
I believe Radical's going to be there.
Radical will be
I believe,
there. I believe Vamoose.
Amazing Tales is going to be there. Vamoose, Devil's
Amazing
Toilet
Tales.
will be there.
Devil's Toilet, yes.
Who else from our gang? Bronwyn will be there. Maybe?
Bronwyn will be there. Yeah.
Cool.
I'm having a mind blank here. If anyone in the audience knows they're sending me stuff, let me know.
Why don't you just throw a bunch of adjectives at it, just like all positive ones, saying that it's awesome, amazing, filled with lots of high-end content, both for
all Australian indie.
Then, people just
Australian indie comics.
Angry Fred.
Angry Fred, yes. Angry Fred. Presents.
Didn't you
of
say
course.
Ryan Vella was
Presents and presents
sending you
alone.
something, Shane?
Ryan Vella is actually reprinting his Turbo Supermax with ComX. He's reprinting it as a trade, issues 1, 2, and 3 as a single trade. So that's going to be awesome. That's coming very soon.
Very good. Very good.
Right.
And there's and also I think it's next month or the month after. I'm having a bit of a shock in time here at the moment. I think. Yeah, that's exactly right. We've also got Battle for Bustle coming out sometime soon.
Oh, nice.
There it is.
Yeah,
Promise,
Battle for
man.
Bustle. There's Lee. He's on the comments.
Yeah.
Hey, Lee.
Yeah. Lee, how you going, mate?
I'll be getting on board, Shane.
Oh, well, there you go. And there's another one.
There you go.
The budgie.
The budgie.
What's that called, Nick?
It's called Detective Budgie.
Detective Budgie.
Yeah.
We love our detectives at ComX.
Yeah, we do.
Love our animals too. Our, what do you call it? Anthropomorph?
That's
what Dave said.
Anthropomorphic.
I'm not even going to try.
Yeah.
Who's the teacher here? Someone's a teacher, isn't there?
Anthropomorphic.
Kaylin can sing it to you.
Only a singer can say
I
that.
need to say it. I need to say it.
These words are way beyond my ESL education. Sorry, guys.
Sorry, I'm just typing.
Put it in sizzle.
What's that badge doing? What's that badge? I can't quite make it out.
Yeah.
Coming soon. Nice.
Tweet, tweet.
Anthropomorphic Chad.
Where are you at? Where are you at with that, Nick?
I've got a book that's done. I'm working on the second book at the moment, but I'm going to put the first book in Shane's little shop. Big
Tell us
shop.
a bit about the story, Nick.
My book, it's called Detective Budgie Fly Hard, and it's about a budgie that finds himself in a scenario very similar to Die Hard, and bird puns and bird action.
Which Die Hard? Because some of them are good and some of them are not good.
It's based on the first Die Hard.
I need to see a Gruber bird hanging up the
That's
front
my
of a
second
building
favorite one.
at Christmas.
There's a little reference to all sorts of Die Hard treats. So
Lovely.
All right.
Hell,
Good,
Yeah.
mate.
That's
I
good.
think I'm done.
Detective Budgie, the Christmas episode.
And you're going to have it ready by paper cuts.
well, that book's ready, but the second book I'm working on will not be ready for the next
Oh,
session.
okay. All right.
Cool.
Is the second book 48 pages or something? Was it you that was saying that?
It's 80 pages.
Whoa.
I'm up
Golly
to
go.
page 67.
Wow.
Kudos.
Trooper.
Go big or go Barney, mate.
That's it.
Go big or go budgie.
Barney. Oh, I didn't know you can go Barney.
Hey?
Not that I know that it's an option.
So you finished there, Lauren? Is that what
Nailed
you
it.
said?
Yeah, I'm finished. I'm done.
You can share screen if you want.
I'm not particularly 100% happy with it, but
Yeah.
so I was too busy drawing BMX bikes.
Well, you've
all
got a
day.
couple of minutes.
Oh, cool.
I can't fix this.
I've been there. It sucks.
It's not,
My
it's not
bin kitty,
terrible, but it's not.
I had to
it's
hold
not
up a
great.
bin kitty that I was so not happy with.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's-
Come on!
Come on.
Wow.
Pretty good. What are you complaining about? Perspectives.
The
Right,
arms,
happy with
no,
this
the arms,
awesomeness.
arms
I'm not
completely
sure
wrong.
mine.
The emphasis is there, but the arms wrong. So we'll work on that.
Oh,
Wow.
I'm not
now I'm
showing
afraid
mine
to show
yet.
my gun.
I don't say that.
That was genius. Get ready, guys. This sucks. And then just
Yeah.
It's my perfectionist side. Leave me alone.
Wow.
Awesome, Lauren.
It went quiet. That's just, that's, Laura,
Yeah.
that's a sign. Like, yeah, everyone's like, yeah, I'm scribbling this out now.
I like everyone's work. I get a lot of
Yeah,
inspiration.
I'm gonna
from
go the
photos.
opposite. I'm gonna show you guys how proud of my work I am, and then you'll be like all quiet, like, oh shit, he's gonna tell us.
Can you take my lead, Alex? Take my lead.
Hey, Alex, 100,000 on TikTok, mate.
Oh,
Yeah, I got
Look at you.
100K on TikTok. So
Is that
I also
fans? Is that all followers or is it views?
no
Yeah,
followers.
followers.
Well done.
Wow.
Followers, no.
Or bands.
No, the views are in the millions. I've got like about, I think on one hashtag, I got over 20 million views. So now I need to figure out how I can move into LA with a bunch of 18-year-olds and start dancing. Because that's
nothing
stopping you from
like
dancing
here
now.
hand moves and stuff.
I did that. I had to animate that. And I didn't get. I don't always
really?
get the trend. Yeah, I don't always get the trends right, so I don't know what the point of that was. So I didn't know it was like that's just.
I think the point is to look like a sexy girl, and then just move your hands around.
Right. No, but they got like. See, that's what happens when people are just kind of like looking down on TikTok. It's supposed to be answering questions, so these are your FAQs, and then you just do it to the. So this is like a
Nobody's
FAQ
listening
dance.
to the questions though. All the answers.
I am. Unfortunately, because I've tried to figure out what is it that the kids like. So, and there's this other one where there's like this like drone dancing thing, and this guy's shaking his
I've
ass.
seen that.
So I did that. I've done that one, and then I've done a couple of. Some of them go well, some of them don't go well. I haven't had the last 5 ones didn't go that well. There you go.
Dancing away.
Anyways, for anybody watching, I don't dance or do anything. I just post cartoons. I animate on TikTok.
Can you please dance?
Oh, okay.
Please.
Get up and boogie, Alex. Show us
Sorry?
the mood.
Show me your boogie moves. I'm sure.
Oh, I got to finish this animation. All this.
Sorry, like that was like a 5%. Like you're just like. Eh.
I don't know. Just do.
Is that the Mona Lisa?
Well spotted.
Didn't we have an episode where we were saying how like the least interesting thing about the Louvre is the Mona Lisa? It's like the people around the Mona Lisa standing looking at it that are more interesting. So
Actually, I think it's more the idea of who Mona Lisa is. I think that's more intriguing to me. It's like, who is it and who's this woman? And she's not really smiling. She's like just got this resting big face going on. And I totally feel her vibe.
See, personally, I just think it's like one of those like Mona Lisa in the art world is like the equivalent like in TikTok when you watch something goes viral, has 1 billion views, and it's just a girl sitting there. That's exactly the same.
Well, I used to do a lot of portrait painting and figure painting and like oil painting. I wanted to be a fine artist when I was years ago, 20, 30 years ago. So we did a lot of models, and I can remember it was hard work for the models. You know, they've got to stay there, they've got to hold a pose.
Yeah, it would
and
be.
I'll give them a 5-minute break after half an hour or something, then back up there, strike the pose again. I can understand why she's smiling like she is. It's like,
Just paint the damn paint.
The pain smile.
yeah.
Is it
a
his
pain
butt hurt
smile, I
smile?
reckon.
Is it his wife? Is that who it is?
I like this theory.
Oh, Dave, that's phenomenal, mate.
Hey, could be.
Your use of shadow is phenomenal, mate.
Oh, that's cool.
Awesome.
I love it.
Wow.
Really good.
Nice, Dave.
Amazing.
Nice.
Nice.
Dave, not
That's
enough
what I
people
like,
tell you,
Dave.
but every time you add ink, it's kind of like every time you ink your pencils, you just like 10 times make it better. Like a lot of people, when they got nice pencils and they add ink and they lose something, and you kind of do the complete opposite and just add a bunch of character.
That's a really good observation. Yeah,
I totally agree.
Completely agree.
Yeah.
Dave, I've got a technical question for you. So I've always really lacked in blocking black because through all high school, I was always told not to use black. So it's sort of like embedded in my brain not to use it. How do you find the confidence and where to actually block out certain areas to do solid black in terms of inking?
Oh, thanks, Frank. Well, I think, what do? I don't know. I think I just shut my eyes and put it down. Just go for it. What I can say, Lauren, is just pick your light source and make it just one light source for starters, and just go for it. Put it in. Do a few small drawings on a page, and just practice from different angles and just slap it down. And if it stuffs up, don't worry about it. It's just a pracky, and that'll just give you more confidence. And you'll see, you'll see it getting easier and easier, and you'll start putting it in the right spot more often.
Yeah, and also whether it works or not, because I know a lot of people that do struggle with doing solid blacks because it is such a daunting thing, and just like because it's ink to paper, right? And you don't really get to go back. I mean, if you got digital, it's fine, but if it's ink to paper, it's completely different.
That's right. Big brush, mate.
But actually, Lauren, like you bring up a good point. Like this is like probably the least funniest thing. Well, I don't know. I'll say a lot of not funny things, but this is deliberately not funny. Like how bad high school art teachers are, and how completely not
they stuck with me.
Because I remember when I went to high school, they said no mechanical pencil. You'll never use a mechanical pencil. You got it. I was a cleanup artist at Disney, and you have to use a mechanical pencil. It's my job. I was like, how out of touch.
I remember my high school teacher unfortunately shared the same last name as me, and her grandparents lived next door to my parents, which was really frustrating. And our last final project to submit to what's now called ATAR, but TEE back then, and my final project had to be a reflection of myself in my art course. And I wanted to draw this epic pirate scene. Like really, I found this book that I absolutely loved. It was full illustration, absolutely like amazing. And I was told that was not art, and I wasn't allowed to use that as a reference. And she said you had to use, like, she was just straight up, she's like, no, you can't use that. That's not art. And that's not a reflection of who you are. And I'm like, but it is. I'm like, what do you mean?
Don't you see, Lauren? She knows who you are better than you do.
Just because we share the last name does not mean we are the same person. So yeah, but since then I've just been like, I think, but in saying that, she was the reason that I stuck to what I wanted to do, because I said to her, no, F you, I'm going to be a comic artist. I'm just going to do this project to please you, and then I'm going to move forward and then prove you wrong, even though I'm never going to meet this woman again. I just wanted to make sure that I had that, I had the motivation to say, like, it actually, illustration is art, Miss Marshall. Just, shove it up your bum. So,
if your comic shows up in her
3 weeks in the
library,
future,
then I'll stick it to her.
Yeah.
I had an art teacher that said to me at the end before the year 12, right closing time, oh no, Stephen, I fucked up your artwork. And I'm like, okay, just let me do it the way I want to do it. Because they try to pigeonhole you to do something.
Yeah.
And they try to force you to sort of think your artwork's benefits by studying this artist. And they didn't recognize any comic artists as valid artists.
Yeah.
And so when I do my own thing, I was happy with it. It only took me a week just to do what I wanted to do. And even though I didn't get the score that I was happy with, it was the way I wanted to go. And so I knew back then that style never appealed to me, because all my favorite artists were comic artists.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, it's booming
to kind
now,
of say a good thing, I had several high school art teachers, and my last one that I went to high school when I went to the US, he was really cool. Mr. Weiberg was cool, and he actually did acknowledge comics to be like actual art, and then he also was pretty open for me to practice that. So, but he was not.
That's pretty much right. Yeah.
Sorry, Alex.
I'm sending some. Sorry, what?
Hey, past the hour, guys.
Sorry, I cut you off, man.
Yeah, no worries. It's okay. I'm sending.
Wow. That's cool.
Oh, Rob, of course. Sorry, I didn't look closely enough at the stolen signature.
I didn't look closely enough at the entire image.
I thought Mark Sexton did it.
Yeah,
that is phenomenal.
I looked at the signature, thought it was Mark Sexton's
Holy
work.
shit, that was good.
Rob, I did drop the GIF, so I can look at it later. See who's the handsome one this week.
Hey,
sure. Where did you put it?
Got
the drink and draw group.
Oh, the drink and draw group. Okay.
Hey, can I just say, has anyone noticed some chemistry between Julian and Kaylin? Is anyone else noticing this?
Yeah, they're staring at each other all night.
I'm feeling it.
I took a picture of it as well.
They've ignored us all night long.
Now they're watching, like, oh no, we weren't staring at each other. No.
I just noticed nobody's paying attention, but Duncan is giving everybody like a dangerous look. I think he's I think he's going to have a Kevin Smith moment where he just says something.
I get into a lot of fights. This is just my face.
Oh, okay. I thought it was going to be like Silent Bob. Every time just says one super insightful thing in a movie. I thought this is this moment.
I could count on one hand the amount of super insightful things I've said in my 30 years of existence.
That's a big hand. How many fingers?
He does all his talking in the ring.
There we go. Oh, yes, of course.
See,
Well,
now
here's his
Julian and
art, at
Kayleen are
least.
staring at Duncan now, and they're just like, oh my God.
Feel that on the back of your neck now, Duncan?
Sorry, Cecil, go.
Yeah, I was just showing Duncan's art. That's all.
Mm.
Wow!
Oh,
Yeah.
Wow.
Duncan, cool.
He lets his art do the
That's a
talking.
ripper, mate.
So is he on like steroids or just like mass protein?
Bit of both.
Oh, okay. Yeah, fair.
He's a real big fan of the Punisher, so
That's
he just wants to get really big.
Mm.
Serious question for Duncan. Who's your influence? Art influences? That was phenomenal.
Yeah.
That in particular was a lot of old 80s shonen manga. Fist of the North Star, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Ah, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Generally,
Definitely a lot
manga
of
artists are
memory.
my biggest influence.
Nice.
Cool.
Manga, yeah.
And this is part Spedsy likes. We get to find out who is the most attractive person on the show or people.
Oh, there we go.
Fingers crossed. It's Dave!
Julian,
no,
mate.
Julian. It's Julian, sorry.
That's Julian. What I
I
like.
don't know. That's it's like it's 5% Julian, maybe not 95% Dave. So it could be either way.
I don't know. Well, I think
It's like a little
I
tiny
think
bit. Tiny
Nick,
bit.
I think there's like a new awkward love situation
Oh,
here.
now it's Duncan.
Oh, now it's attention, Duncan. Duncan's taken over the race. He's essentially sucking his pen.
That sounds about right.
Almost spat my beer out then. Whoever said that.
Oh, see?
that's a good
That's great.
That's
That's
epic.
great.
one.
Oh, damn.
Damn.
Oh, sorry. Hang on. We got comments. Let me.
So, Duncan, did you read any Western comics?
Oh yeah, plenty of those. It just
Yeah.
most in the last few years, it's just been manga has sort of taken over my interest.
Yeah, that's same. I've lost count of many stuff I'm currently reading now. Not now
Yeah.
on manga. You know, there's some
Yeah.
fantastic stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot more
anime,
stuff to like
Tokyo Ghoul.
rediscover from years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah, I like. There's some great
So
manga
who do I get
artists.
to pick on now?
Actually, here's one. I'll put it up on the screen. Oh, not on the screen. Vinland Saga.
Hang on. I'll just.
No,
That's
right.
great. I love
There you
that.
are.
Mm.
Yeah, so
It's like a modern
I got this at the local
Berserk.
library, and then I read I think 12 volumes, and then my wife decided to actually start giving me the whole tome of books, and I thought it was the best thing. I love Vikings, so that is
Yeah, I
well
love
worth
it.
a read.
It's very much like a modern Berserk.
Oh,
Yes,
cool.
Berserk, yes.
My shirt now.
Reach into the portal.
Nausicaa.
Oh, Nausicaa.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, I have that book.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Don't have that.
That's got
volume.
some brilliant art in that. That bloke can draw.
nice.
Yeah.
Very
Really his attention to
simple
detail.
line drawing, but he just knows where to put the lines down, and just look at the amount of work in that.
My
Wow.
God.
Stunning.
Wow.
Wow.
Mm.
Beautiful.
Oh,
freaking man.
So much detail.
That's full on.
Actually, there's a really good doco on manga artists and how unfortunately treated they are. So it's worth having a look at.
really, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if you really don't like
They usually
sunlight
work
and you
like
never
it's-
want to go outdoors ever, become a manga artist.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, lock them away, do they, and chain them up to the desk and make them feed them
Pretty
bread
much.
and water.
Bread and
This
water
is,
if they like.
It's just basically low paid work.
Where are we?
Wow.
This is a 3D render I did for Noska.
Hell
Wow.
yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
damn.
Well done.
3D render. Wow, that's great, mate.
That's
3D
gorgeous.
rendering's hectic.
Yeah.
Just done a 3D version of the character there.
There you go.
Oh, there we go.
You did. Oh, all right.
I'll
Let's
take a
go,
look.
Julian. Let's go. Let's go.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I love that.
Fantastic.
Just trying to
Great
hide the
attitude
guns,
in his
because,
face,
I'm too proud of
expression.
that.
Mm,
Hell yeah.
that's the way. Really well done.
Who else is trying to read his noteboard at the end?
Yeah.
Reckon that cat stalking you there,
There's
mate.
Ben Kitty.
Oh, nice cat.
Oh, it's a
I now know your timetable.
Oh, that's sick.
Oh, we got a cat.
Meow.
Hang on,
He's big
Sort of
cat
hanging
man.
around.
Here we go. It's Ben
There she
Kitty.
He looks
Aww.
so happy.
And she's pissed.
She is
Ah.
pissed.
That's a cranky look, is it?
Does she have rigor mortis? Those legs are just-
Get off.
Yeah.
That's not a
My
lie.
got a lot
dog's
of
better than your
problems.
cat.
She's got a lot of
Really
problems.
is a dog.
Oh,
Your
we got
cat
one
would probably-
from the animals.
What's the dog's name, Kaylee?
His name is Pippin.
Pippin.
Hi, Kippen.
Pippin, I love you, Pippin.
Chihuahua, is it? That a Chihuahua?
Has he had second breakfast yet? See what you think?
He has. He's had probably 5 breakfasts at this point today. He keeps getting treats on his walks.
Yeah.
Pippin is a personality. It's I reckon a comic book could probably revolve around Pippin.
Oh,
He is a very good boy.
I
That's out
personally met said personality Pippin, and he is a very good boy.
Yeah, he did bark at you a bit. I recall that, but
Yeah.
he got better. He barks at everyone. You have to, if you come into my house, you have to come in, and then I will provide you with dog treats. And you give the dog treats to Pippin, and then he won't hate you. That's how you work.
So you're like every other dog. Yes, all right.
All right. Have we seen everybody's?
Oh, hang on. I've got one.
Pippin the comic.
I haven't seen Kaylee.
Yeah, Kayleen.
Kayleen's,
We're waiting
yes.
for Kayleen's.
Pippin, you're famous.
Kayleen.
Okay,
Go.
here we go. Hopefully it's not. Oh dear, I need to turn. I'll turn the brightness down. Hang on a sec.
Yeah, that's better.
Come on,
Let's go.
iPad. Do your thing.
Oh.
There we go.
Oh,
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
That's
I
awesome.
totally
That's
hand
cool.
drew those bricks. Absolutely wasn't a pre-made brush.
Wicked.
Nice.
Very good. Very good.
Well, Lauren, you'll have to take us home, I think.
Yeah.
I'll take you all the way
Yes.
home, baby.
Are we,
well-
is it,
Ah,
is it
finally,
time
just
to
need to
roll?
get
a
him
couple of hours
getting
and the married.
mild sexual content.
I'm married, everyone. But let me take you all the way home. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Absolutely enjoyed your company on this fantastic ride that we call Drink and Draw. Thank you to all our fantastic drawers, artists, fantastic human beings, and our guest, Stephen McLeod. Thank you so much for coming
Thanks for
on. We've absolutely enjoyed
Thanks for having me.
you.
Nice to meet
Your
you.
character was
Yes, Becky.
phenomenal. But yes, everyone have a fantastic night. Continue sending in your drawings if you haven't sent them in already. I'm going to
Yes.
shoot you over to Sizzle, who's going to, that way, and
Give you the
finish you
shizzle.
off for whatever info we need.
Yeah.
Push me off,
Okay.
Shane.
Finish them off,
Yes,
Sizzle.
finish it off. Yes. Well, thank you everyone for coming along and watching us again tonight on this Friday Drink and Draw. Tune back next week, of course. Every Friday we'll be back to draw someone else's character and have more and more fun every week. And don't forget, ComX.shop is now open. So go over to ComX.shop. That's the whole URL. And check out what we've got on sale. So far, it's just Presents, but I will be filling it with everyone else's as they arrive at my doorstep. So, yeah, have a great night, everyone. And thanks for joining us.
Cheerio.
Bye.
See you.